Hello everyone, good evening to all. Welcome to the Agentic Intelligence Masterclass series. So this is Sankar Ganesh from PantechELearning. Welcome to all, welcome to this session. So today is a day 19 of Agentic Intelligence Masterclass series. So last class, until that last Saturday session, we was discuss about the RAG model with the explanation, right? So what is exactly a RAG model? How we can understand the concept. Like the day we was discussed about that. Today we can go with that. What are the major tools we are using in our AI agents? So today, so theoretical part, what was that exactly is that we was discussed, and then entering into how to create a database in a Pinecone. So vector database we was already discussed. So we have to create a RAG model, means we need a database. That vector database is important. In that particular database only, we have to upload our resource, outsource file. So how to create a database in that in this session we will discuss about the how to create the vector database. In upcoming session we have to see with that how to create N8N tool. So already most of the people about the N8N. It was one of the automation tool. It helps to create the AI agents. So how to install the particular N8N tool, with how to work with the cloud as well as local system wise, how we can execute that. Tomorrow we will discuss about this topic. Tomorrow after we are entering to the one, what was that, chatbot, RAG model chatbot, how to create with an N8N tool without coding. How can we create the agent? We was discuss in a tomorrow after session. Okay, this is our 3 days plan. So today we can continue with our today's sessions. I already explained about this. Just a minute. So today's topic is embedding the custom tools and plugin with an AI agents. So what is that exactly? What are the tools? What are the workflow is there? We was discussed. Then we are going to the how to create a vector database. It is a simple thing. It's not a much complicated one. Easily try to understand. Okay. Yeah. So first, what are AI agent tools? AI agents already we know that was the technical term of the every AI tools. The AI agent tool means what are all the additional things we have to execute in this particular concept. That was the AI agent tools. So AI agents are autonomous systems that can perceive their environment and make decisions and take actions to achieve the specific goals. Tools and plugins extend these capabilities by giving the agents access to the external functions, APIs and services. So we can connect with the database, means we need a one database store. We have to access the web data, means we have to connect with the API key to connect with the particular website. We can execute the process in that main source. So like that way. So think of tools as the hands of an AI agent. They allow the agent to interact with the real world beyond just the generating text. Whether it's querying a database, calling an API, or executing the code, tools transform the agents from the conversational interface into the powerful automation engines. So if everything will combine with that, that is called as a AI agent. Any one thing is missing, we can't do that automation process, right? So that's why we can say it like that. Yeah. So next one, core architecture, how agents used with their tools. So user input, we have to using the different one. Agent reasoning or tool execution or response way. So user input means the natural language request or command. With the help of one UI creation, like Gradio, Streamline, like that way we have to create one UI. With the help of the UI we have to entering the user's input. So the chatbot we have to create means we need a one UI. So interacting platform we need. So that place we have to using one Streamlight or Gradio or any one kind of thing we have to initiate here. That is user input way. Agent reasoning is LLM analyzes the intent and select the appropriate tool. So any one model, the agent reasoning, how will they react and execute the action, like ChatGPT or Cloud, then Grok or Gemini. So any one LLM model we have to choose and initiate here. Tool execution means function called with the parameters. So here the embed model we have to initiate, or API key we have to initiate here. We can call the particular data or query, then only they have to execute, I mean get it the data and store it the particular process. A response. So result formatted and returned to the user. That is the response. So what is the generating answer? They have to deliver to the user. That is response tool. So each condition is working with the each tools wise. Okay. And then so text stacks of RAG model. So last session I have to set this. I forgot this. So text stacks means how we can create the workflow of the RAG model creation. So we know, right? Vector database means I prefer one particular initial thing. So vector database we have to create means we are prefer with that Pinecone. That was very easiest way. Today we have to see about how to create database in that particular Pinecone website. And framework already was discussed. The LangChain is one of the open source framework, right? And embedding model. So it's not a specific one. The Open AI is one of the cost oriented. So we can try with the Gemini. So it is a familiar to every RAG model. So most of the people use of this Open AI. That's why I also mentioned this. So we try with a different one like Gemini or Claude also we can try. Open AI is a cost effective one. That's why. And LLM model. So that is ChatGPT or Gemini. Anything is a preference. That's our preference. So anyone we have to use that. So the both are differ, right? You try to understand. Embedding model helps to gather the information but based on the database. The LLM only convert the particular vector value converting into the text, user understandable text, like generating the answer. Simplest way we can say it, the LLM only handling the generating text. That's it. So don't confuse with the embedding model or LLM model. Okay. So now we can see, you can easily understand. Okay. User query. Once the user query will enter into the RAG model workflow. The document collection. So outsourced document we have to embed it here. The chunking, the already was discussed, like last session we was discussed about the one website wise I have to give an explanation. So every document is separate with an each chunk wise. So first chunk how it was ended means the second chunk continue with that last ending word wise. For an example, okay, I still it is there means I have to show you. Okay, not is there. Yeah, here. Here's the. So now we can see the first chunk it's end with that within the word. So here you can notice this. The first chunk is contains the refunds or proceed within 5. Like this way they have to end it, the first chunk. The second chunk followed by the same word, it helps to make the continuity of this particular PDF or document. So that's why we can say the overlap of the particular document, they have to splitting the chunks like this. Second chunk will end with the days via. So third chunk will continue with that the days via. So overlap means is nothing but which one is ending word. The first chunk's ending word is a overlap of that. First overlap is the within 5. Second overlap is a days via, like that way. Okay, the every database has to be store the values into the chunk, each chunk wise. Okay. Then yeah, so now we can continue with that. So then every PDF will be stored into the vector database. So that we can create the one individual database like index way we have to create. In that particular database we have to upload our collecting document. Okay. Then the embedding model, when the running process, we can execute the particular RAG model. The embedding model will check with the vector value into the vector database. So based on the similarity of the particular vector values, they have to take that particular sample inside the vector database, store it into the LLM. That was mentioned to the top k chunks. Retrieve the top k means the matching vector values, we can say it like that, top k chunks. The LLM only it's generate the answer based on the vector values wise and provide to the final user delivery. Okay. So like this way every RAG model has to be executed. Okay. I hope everyone can understand this. Then building your first custom tool. So it is separate tool they have to represent. Our hands-on way is just a database only we have to create here. I mean today. It's just the execution process. How can we create the entire tool? Okay. So define the function. So create the Python function with a clear parameter. It is related to the coding part. So just right to understand this concept. In easiest way, I will explain later. So how we can create in easiest way. Okay. So create the Python function with the clear parameters and return the values. Add comprehensive doc strings, major strings, and create the schema. So now it's based on the database, right? So write a JSON schema, describe the function's name and description, parameter and types. So if anyone know about the basics of the database like SQL, MySQL, you can know about the schema, what is the schema, what is the JSON, why we can use this. So like that you can try to understand. The JSON schema is one of the package. Example, we can say like one of the package. Inside the package, we have to create the multiple table with the columns. So name of one of the column and the description one of the column and the parameters one of the column. Inside the columns, we have to initiate the name on each person name. A person or topic name. Python is the easiest language. Java is a web development language. Like that way, we have to give a description about the each column wise and the each name wise. Like this way, the database has been we can store. Just a minute. Okay. Next one, register with an agent. So how can you register that? Add the tool to your agent's available tools list using your framework registration method. So the LangChain, Llama index. I think I tried to, I forgot. I think I show you the registration. So once we raise the particular free trial, they have to give access. We can follow up the trial. Like that way I have to show, I think. Right? Same. This is the registration process. Then test thoroughly. So verify the agent can call the tool with various input and handling the error gracefully. So before deploy the particular agent, before that we have to with the test process. Test match, like that way we can say no. Same like that test process. So inside the agent we have to give a sample message how they have to handling that. Like that way we have to execute. Same like that in email sending agent we was see that was a test process in the top right side, it was there, test process. That is a testing thing. Optimize description. So refine the tool description based on how the LLM actually uses them in the practices. It was smooth processes or not, is properly executed or not. That is the optimized description in this particular place. Then yeah, so this is a way we can create, build our first custom tool of agent creation. So after entering the before entering the topic, I have to give a reminder. So we are offering the internship concept of this internship program of this particular AI agents masterclass. So in this internship is getting 8 kind of benefits. One is a 30 days of exclusive recording session. All presentation downloadable source codes and resources are available. Exclusive 4+ projects with the downloadables are available. IET confirmation letter, 180 days of LMS course access, assignment plus task, academic internship report, and high valued IET certified internship certificate we will provide it to you. These are all our 8 benefits of this internship program. If anyone interested, kindly join with the registration link. The registration link you are shared in a chat box, and we will pinned with that first pin comment, and also every time it's available in a description also. So kindly check with that. And so it's a payment page. You can give it your basic details. You done your payment, we can get it, take care of you. Okay. So thank you for that. So just a minute. I will share that link in the chat box. Okay, so now the description, internship link is available in the chat box as well as the pinned comment. Interested, use with that. Next one, real world tool categories of our concept. First one, data access, external APIs and document processing, computations, web interaction and communication. So data access means the database, we can represent to the database. First process, we have to create the database. So we will see how to create that. Query databases fetch records and run analytics. Example, SQL executor or Elasticsearch queries or data warehouse connector. Like that way, we are using different variants of databases. So in this particular class, our N8N creation, model creation, we are using the vector database. Okay. And external APIs. So integrate the third-party services like weather APIs, payment processors, CRM system or social media platform. Everything is an external API. Like we can connect the data with our model base. So we are connecting on weather agent or any processing agent or any control system. So like that way, whatever we can create, already any kind of things is there, we can connect with our model, automatically it take the process and execute the process. That is automation, right? Next one, document processing. Okay, the document processing is a parse PDFs, extract text from the images and generate the reports or manipulate the spreadsheet and the presentations. That is the document processing. What is it exactly the document is having? They have to analyzing the values and execute to the our database. Next one, computation. So the computation is perform the complex calculations, run simulations, execute the Python code or solve the mathematical problems. That is computation. Web interaction. So the scrape websites and automate the browser actions, submit the forms or monitor the web pages for changes. Everything is a web interaction. Directly we can connect with the web data and extract or create to the individual source file. I think one concept is the recommendation system, web scraping system is there. If it is time or anything is there, shortly we have to complete any kind of sessions. We will discuss about the web scraping also. And communication. So send the emails, post to Slack and create the tickets in Jira or triggers the SMS notification and alerts. It's a communicator rated. We have to need notification. So the reply mail is there or not. Like that we get a notification. So the communication tool also we have to integrate here. Okay, so like this way everything will happen. It's the real world categories of our AI agents. Then best practices and the common pitfall. So what we are doing, what we can't doing. So what kind of things we have to avoid, what kind of thing we have to do. First one, clear naming. That is important one. So every agent or every functions or condition we have to give a proper naming. Once we can fix that, we can follow the same thing. Okay, because of everything is interconnected. So we can't give for an example, I have to give the Pantech means next time I will give the PantechEx. Like that way I have to give it any, add it to the characters or anything. I have to miss that. It is affecting to my automation process. Okay. And clear naming. So use descriptive action oriented names like send underscore email, not email underscore tool, like that way. Spelling mistake also is important. And detailed descriptions are explain when to use the tool and what it returns and any limitations or constraints is there or not. We have to check with that description about that. So one or two LLMs is getting some limitations. So each API key contains this kind of request only. At the time you have to pass. So same issue still we have to facing in our RAG model. So last class we was discussed, right? Still I have been working on it. So as soon as possible I try to resolve that. Okay. So next one, error handling. Return the meaningful error messages that help the agent understand what went wrong. That is the error handling one. Type validation is validate the input before the execution to prevent the runtime error and security issues. First one, the clear naming is important, and a detail of description we have to check with that, and error handling is also the most important, and a type validation also is important. These are all things we have to do. What can we avoid that? So vague description, that means generical description, generical prompting is we have to avoid. Generic description like handles data, make it hard for the LLM to choose correctly. So like this way, generically we can't represent that. Too many tools, so more than 10 to 15 tools overwhelms the context window and degrade the performance. So limited tools only we have to initiate that. And silent failure, so returning known or empty results without explanation leaves the agent confused. So our data passing method also is important in case one process, I mean one tool only handling the data, but it is not passed to the another tool, means the another tool is not, they have, sorry, they don't have a work. So they have to getting confused. They are not sending any messages like that way. So we have to avoid the particular silent failures mistakes also. No rate limitings. So uncontrolled tool execution can hammer the APIs or database with a rapid fire request. So it's a limitations. Any request limitations or any upgradation is there, means we can check based on the requirement wise. We have to use that particular tool. These are all things we have to make properly notice that. These are all things we have to avoid that. And this is the best practices and common pitfalls of tool selection and tool integration. Next one, integration and ecosystem overview. Three things is important. So LLM core of central reasoning, planning and architecting. So LLM core. Followed by this, what are the key cores or key factors? Tool registry, execution engine, or external services. Okay, sorry. Yeah. So tool registry is a manage the available tools and the metadata. So you can't get any upgradation tools, means no issue. You can maintain the existing data in proper way. Okay, that is a tool registry. Next one, external sources. So external sources we have to connect, means we importantly check with that API, database and third party integrations like the cookies allowance, like that way we have to check it properly. And execution the engine. So runs the tools, code and the orchestra task. I think his spelling mistake is there. So important task we have to represent here. So run the tool, code and the important task we have to maintain that. That was it was affecting to our execution process in our major code. And popular framework and the marketplace and the testing tools are listed here. LangChain or LangGraph, any one we have to use. And OpenAI Assistant API key we have to use. Anthropic Cloud with the tools. These are the major frameworks. So everything related to that. LangChain is already we know the meta related one. OpenAI like API key, so already is representing the OpenAI. Anthropic is a cloud related one. And same like as tool marketplace is a LangChain Hub, GPT Store or Zapier AI Action. So Zapier is also one of the familiar tool related, same like N8N. Testing tools are Langsmith for tracing, Prompt Layer for logging, or custom evaluate frameworks. So we are not entering this one still, so we will discuss about that. It's advanced one, so that's why I am not mentioned to our agenda also. Just to overview wise, we have discussed this. What is that exactly? So these are the top 5 vector database tools. Starting from the Pinecone. So Pinecone is very familiar. Everyone can follow the same tools. That's why I have mentioned in the first place. And VV8, Milvus, FAIS and Chroma. So it already was discussed in our coding part explanation. Facebook AI similarity search. That was the local engine running database. That's why we are using that. And Chroma is also. Otherwise, everything is a cloud-based one. Okay. So these are the key takeaways and the next step. So how to start with our journey in tool integration. So start simple with that. Iterate on description wise, build a security and test extensively. Okay. So now we are go with that. So before coming, complete this, we will enter into it. It's your time. Okay. Now I have to go into execution part of the Pinecone database creation. So you go with that normal concept. Just to go with the browser and search with that Pinecone. Like that you can search. You go entering with that basic, first initial link. That was the Pinecone's official website. We entering to that. Okay, so before that you have to sign up with your mail ID with this account. You can create an account, click the sign up button and go with that continue with Google, your mail ID, that's your wish. You can use the same mail ID, means you can select that. Otherwise, you can try with a different mail ID. Fine. Once you can entering, like login with your mail ID, you can get it page like this. This is the home page. The get started means we have to manually create the database. Now we can't enter that. Just like that, we have to see majorly how to create a index and how to create a API key. These two things you have discussed now. First, we are done with our index creation. Say already I asked you use with that one particular movies data. The sample movies is the index name and the host URL is that. And then what is the metric of this one, and which cloud we are using, region, type dense, capacity mode, everything they have to mention. The record count is 100. Like that way they have to defaultly is that. It was previous one. You have to newly create means you can go with that create index. Now right upside you can see the create index. They are asking to you give a name for that. So for an example I have to give a demo N8N. I think it's a case sensitive. So demo N8N. Like that way I have to give a name. And here you can set it your API connection. So here the multiple thing is the NVIDIA, Microsoft, Pinecone's default one is there. So lots of things is there. But now we are selecting to the text embedding 3 small. It's a OpenAI rated one. So still here it was free. That's why I have to choosing this one. So I select this. Once you can go down, they have to give a description about that. So text type, vector type is a dense one, and maximum token limit is a 8191. Dimensions have to fix into the 1536. The maximum level is enough for us. We can't predict so how much data we can entering in uploaded that. That's why. The metric level is a cosine. So the metric is a cosine one. So details about that particular model of the configuration model. It's a serverless, otherwise same thing. And the cloud provider you can choose with Azure or AWS or Google Cloud. Which one you can comfort, you can select that. So now region is no needed now. So just like that. Once you select this and click the create index button, it's automatically create the index. Now you can see the demo N8N and the cosine was, the metric was cosine 1536 dimension, and the host also is there, and AWS the cloud service, the region, and type of the dense, and the capacity mode is serverless. So once you can create here, automatically N8N it's having one particular node, trigger node is there, like Pinecone trigger node is there. You can select that, automatically your the database name will show it that place. So in hands-on way I have to show you how it has happened. Now we can remember this. Okay, now we can create the database demo N8N. In that time we no need to create that particular index like database. Okay, so that's it. So now we can click the connect, means we have to upload our file. So two different way we have to upload. The coding ways you have to install the Pinecone, and followed by the API key ways we can start. Otherwise you can directly upset your data. Okay, click the directly upset data means you can store it your data in this particular cloud, Pinecone's cloud. Then you can upload the file with directly in this particular database. Okay. So this is one of the part. Next one you can create same like us API keys also. So select the API keys. You can see. So already exists one API key I was used. So it's also free one. It's a cost effective. Cost free. So new creation means you can get same. I think OpenAI I was said to you already. So you click the API key and give a name like anything like a RAG model. So what's the major problem means we can't use the spaces or special characters. That is the major problem. And create a key. And you can see this. So you can copy the key. Is what's already created. You can copy this and close this. If you later you need, you can directly click that 3 dot settings, or you can click this one. Automatically it's opening to your key. You can connect with that. Okay. So like this way API key creation and also database creation will be there. Okay. Here the two index is there. One is a demo N8N. The keys, two keys is there. The RAG models also we can create. So same key API key we are trying to use it with that N8N process. Okay, so this is the thing. So today we will discuss about the custom tools of AI agents. Yeah, just a minute. Before that, I have to share the attendance link. Okay, the attendance link was shared in the chat box, and also it was available in the pinned comment. Kindly give it your attendance. So today we are discuss about the concept of custom tools of AI agents. So the Pinecone database, how to create a login, everything was discussed. Theoretical part wise, how to connect the other tools are there, everything was discussed. I hope everyone can understand. So in the upcoming session, I already give a schedule in the beginning of the session. I said tomorrow we was discuss about the how to connect the N8N tool with the local host. I mean local store system wise we can run the entire step-by-step process we was discussed. Tomorrow after we are entering to the N8N tool using agent creation without coding. How we can create that? We will see one by one. Okay. So now we are entering to your time. So try to find out this cool drinks brand name. So just like I like that showing only the juices. I mean soft drink. It's not soft drink. Okay. The cool drinks picture only is there. Try to find out the brand name of the each one. It's the very easiest one. What? No one is there? Oh yeah. Three the Madanki. Now only I expect you. You are coming. Yeah. Thumbs up, Coca-Cola, Sprite, Mazda. So okay. What is that second one and the last one? Thumbs up, Limca. Yeah, exactly. Limca. Yeah. Coca-Cola, Sprite, Mazda, and Pepsi. Camp Power. No, no, last one's a Pepsi. Yeah, right. Okay. Thank you, Manmeet Lamba and the three them. Thank you so much. Thank you for your responses. Thank you. Yeah, first one is a thumbs up. Second one is a Limca. Third one is a Coca-Cola. Fourth one is a Sprite. Fifth one is a Mazda. Final one is a Pepsi. Yeah, right. Exactly, exactly. Okay. So thank you so much. So you have any doubt means upcoming session you try to feel free to ask, and then in later you have any doubts means you can contact with this particular mobile or WhatsApp, and my mail ID also is there. You can try to contact with that with me. So schedule I already told. So tomorrow we will discuss about the entire installation process of N8N tool with our offline. So that's why I take an entire session of this particular process. The cloud means I take a one part of the session I can make, but it is the local host base we can run. That's why I take an entire session. Okay. So what was that? I create session using Pinecone console. You already created. Okay. Which process you have to create the Pinecone? Or you connect with any databases with your file base? Yeah, sharing Fatima, Coca-Cola. Yeah, nice. Janani Bhaskar is a thumbs up. Limca, Coca-Cola 7 Up, Mazda. It's not a 7 Up, that's a Sprite one. Yeah. Pepsi. That was everything right. Yeah. Thumbs up, Limca, Coca-Cola, Sprite, Mazda, Pepsi. Yeah, super Priyanka Tyagi. Yeah, super fine. Oh, already you done. Super nice, nice, nice. Yeah. The entire creation, I mean, agent creation process, I have to show how to upload our data with the database, vector database. I have to show you. So nice one. You follow. Sorry, before that me, you can create the index. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, Trida Madanki, stay tuned. We will discuss lots of things. Okay, thank you everyone. Same like Trida Madanki, like that. You have any others, you have any queries, or you can follow with me, means you can ask any doubt, or anytime you can ask. The contact number also I have to show you, so you can contact any time. It was interactive, it was similar to AWS session, easy to instance creation. Oh, okay, super. Thank you, Tridham. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, another session also there. How to deploy with the cloud. So you will see the Google Cloud and AWS. How can we create everything? Deploy with the cloud. We will discuss later also. So deeply how to create a AWS account. Everything it was discussed. Don't worry. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone. Yeah, thank you Sherin Fatima and Tridham. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you sir Pranav Tandale. Thank you. Okay. See you all. We'll see you on the next session. So don't forget to give it your attendance. It was available in a chat box and a pinned comment. So kindly give it your attendance.